Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to tell you the plot of a 2013 American comedy called A House with Paranormal Phenomena. Malcolm Johnson is a young guy who bought himself a video camera. He invited his beloved to move and is waiting for her arrival. Malcolm is confident that their relationship will reach a different level and considers this a chance to create a full-fledged family. His friends warned him that when Kisha moved, he would have to forget about the cupcake, delicious food, and the frequency in the house. After recording a greeting from Rose's maid and her beloved dog on camera, Malcolm rushes outside to meet Kisha. The girl parks and does not notice little Shyla, having run over him with a wheel. The guy tries to save the dog or animate him, but all attempts are unsuccessful. During the funeral, he cries and grieves for his friend, blaming the girl for what happened. The guy finds a lot of strange things among Kisha's things, but he is especially afraid of the ashes of the girl's father, whom she brought with her. When she comes face to face with the maid, the girl is very scared of her. She hasn't slept for several days because something strange was happening in her house. Malcolm calms the girl down and says he will protect her from everyone except armed gangsters. In the evening, Kishi says that she needs to change before going to bed. Taking this as a hint at Willie's steeple, Malcolm decides to practice on soft toys. At first, he plays with one dog, but after that he takes another toy, taking turns with them in the text. The exuberant girl scares with her appearance and the banana Malcolm hides deep in her pants. At night, the guy wakes up to the fact that his girlfriend farts like a scum. He tries to fight the stench with an air freshener, but nothing helps. In the morning, Kishi notices the keys lying on the floor. The girl is convinced that this is the work of a ghost or mysterious Spanish-speaking maidservants. Malcolm decides to install security cameras throughout the house and invites Ghostbusters. As soon as the hosts leave, it turns out that Rose understands English perfectly, controls the production of funny pills and is engaged in a cupcake on the dining table with the gardener. Steve and Jenny come to visit Malcolm. While the girls are chatting, Steve offers Malcolm to swap beauties and have a good time. The owner of the house refuses the offer, as he does not want Kisha to be bullied by someone else. Continuing to live together with a girl, the guy sees all the disadvantages of this. His bathroom is full of hair, as if Gorilla had shaved there, and in the toilet there is such a smell from Kisha that it will give a head start to a decomposed horse. At night, Malcolm seduces his beloved and suggests that she do a steeplechase, but the girl notices the camera is on. Covering the lens with a t-shirt, the couple is engaged in a cupcake, but the guy is only enough for a few minutes. The next morning, they look at the evening recording and see that the bedroom door has moved. Malcolm doesn't take it seriously, but the ghost living in the house makes itself felt. The next morning, the guy packs up and leaves the house, but soon returns, as he realizes that no one will buy a haunted house. In the evening, a psychic comes to Malcolm and Kisha, who is able to cope with the problem. Chip, who has an unconventional orientation, hints to Malcolm about a cupcake, but he refuses the strange man in glasses. After examining the house, the psychic confirms the presence of a ghost, but sees that it is an evil spirit and refuses to help, since he works only with good bonfires. During the conversation, Kisha admits that she sold her soul to the devil for the sake of beautiful Louboutins. After finding the girl's old videos, Malcolm watches a video from her birthday. When the girl was 8 years old, she was friends with an invisible friend who turned out to be a ghost. About what he did not believe in otherworldly forces, so he punished the girl for disobedience. Seeing this, Malcolm asks not to hide anything from him anymore and to tell the truth. Trusting, Kisha talks about herpes. A frightened Malcolm runs to the bathroom and pours all available means on himself, trying to wash his ass and a banana from this infection. At night, the girl wakes up and looks at the guy for several hours, after which she starts dancing. Then, she will be Malcolm Osmacnaya, slapped and goes to the kitchen. Going down after the girl, the guy finds out that Kisha is a sleepwalker, devouring everything in his path. In the morning he shows her a video in which she gets up to game. The girl didn't like that the guy didn't help her in any way and they fight. Malcolm leaves the house. In the evening, Kisha wakes up from the noise and protects himself with urine. In the morning, she goes down to the first floor and sees a terrible mess, and she calls for help from a guy who returned home a couple of hours before. Deciding to watch the recording in connection with the camera, the girl finds out that Malcolm returned home drunk, smashed the goodness, poured her father into the ashes, and then put a pile on him. The guy apologizes for his behavior and promises not to do it again. Before going to bed, he sprinkles powder so that in the morning he can find traces of the ghost. When he wakes up from the noise, he grabs Vita, runs into another room and beats the monster, which turns out to be a maid. Unable to withstand such an attitude from the Black Master, Rouse leaves the house. A couple relieves stress. The ghost decided to put smoke in their lungs with them, but they are not afraid, but only have fun with an otherworldly creature. The next day, Steve and Jenny come to visit, who have brought a Ouija board with them. Using the Ouija board, they find out that this drunken ghost is not able to tell their name. At night, he decides to take revenge and drags the guy away. In the morning, Kisha thanks the guy for the enchanting cupcake, but he didn't even touch her. Turning on the recording of last night, Keisha and Malcolm find out that the girl was engaged in Willie Spires with a ghost. Ray and a crowd of gangsters come to Malcolm's to visit their little brother. After learning that someone planted a bro's girlfriend on his banana, Ray gets mad at his friend, because he wanted to be the first to do Willie's steeples with her. Deciding to punch his lover in the face, he challenges him to a duel, not suspecting that it was a ghost. A paranormal phenomenon scares Ray, and then brings down furniture on him and forces the scared guy to run away. The next evening, Kisha showers and puts on hot underwear, deciding to sleep without Prussians. Malcolm realizes that Keisha wants a cupcake with the ghost again and considers it treason. At night, the ghost ignores the girl, but finds Malcolm's asshole and beats him up until morning. In the morning, Keisha sees the recording. Malcolm tries to delete it, but accidentally sends it to all his friends. As soon as the couple quarrels, the ghost begins to push, and they decide to behave more friendly. Malcolm and Kisha ignore the ghost's actions, which angers the invisible creature. That night, the ghost drags Kisha into the basement. The next morning, the girl behaves strangely, makes a cross, vacuums the sofa and walks with Shyla's case. Noticing a bite on Keisha's neck, Malcolm calls the priest. Duck's father is scared of a strange girl and offers to find a new one. Malcolm asks for help, and Duck decides to talk to her. Realizing that his father is not coping, Malcolm summons Ghostbusters and the psychic. After learning that the guy is ready to do anything for the girl, Chip asks to put on his special suit. Surrounding the girl, the men try to help her, but they can't think of anything. Possessed, Keisha escapes. Malcolm runs after her. Hearing a noise in one of the rooms, he opens the door and sees the colorful games of Jenny and the crowd of black men. The frightened Duck shoots at the target, but it turns out to be the maid who returned to the house. After finding Kisha, the men surround her, but do not know how to exorcise the demon. The girl escapes to the basement, and they go after her. Taking advantage of the lack of light, the rainbow psychic undresses and tries to catch Malcolm, but he does not succeed. The guy finds his girlfriend again, but she attacks him. Having come up with nothing better, men apply Plan B, and it helps. A few days later, Malcolm and Kisha's life gets better. The couple makes cupcake and goes to bed. At night, Kisha wakes up, looks at the guy strangely and leaves. Waking up from the girl's scream, the guy goes to her, but he is attacked by a ghost. Noticing that the possessed Kisha has left, he is glad that he successfully pretended to be dead, but the girl returns to the bedroom to take full advantage of him. And that's it. Would you like to have such a ghost in terms of cupcake? Write in the comments and please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Anal sex.